stare at butter. Oh god, I wish it was butter. Could it be butter? What? It's not butter. Alright, looks like we are live. Let me make sure my audio is not crapping itself. Yay! My stream thing worked! Woo! Guys, I'll applaud the epic stream thing working. You know what I'm talking about. The in-server stream cord showing an awesome picture. If you guys know our Discord, please come over to our Discord. It'll be fun. You guys can either follow our Discord link here, or you can follow our socials link. My audio is too loud. I'll just lower my audio here, I guess, maybe, probably. There we go. That probably works, maybe. But it works! Oh my god, I spent so long working on that. I think it works. But, let me do... Hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Tartarus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. Today our storyteller is Corin, or Jumpchain, and we're going to be continuing the tale of Jumpchain RWBY. Come on in, take a seat, and let your imagination run free. And we also have a few new additional things. We've been playing around with the schedule a little bit. If you guys haven't seen our scheduling or any of the announcements inside of our Discord, that's usually where we're going to be posting all of the updates to everything that we're doing. Feel free to check that out. We just finished Shifting Fates, and hopefully we're going to be able to continue Jumpchain, but we're going to be changing a lot of our other schedule because I work from Tuesday through Saturday now. So we're going to be doing some stuff on Sundays. Next Sunday we should be doing Monster Hunter Rise, and we should be starting this stuff back up at about 7 o'clock p.m. PST if things work out well for us. We were a little bit late today for a couple of reasons. And I removed the bingo and instead added a different thing called viewer attack. So if you guys want to use your channel points in order to do stuff like get a snowball, for example, you can then potentially throw stuff at us in some way, shape, or form. I'm not really sure how this thing works just yet, but like, if you guys know how it works, feel free to throw it at us. I don't know how it works, so if you guys can figure out how it works, feel free to use it, I guess. And yeah, Corn, if you want to take it away. Oh, where's my... Hold on. Sorry, apparently I didn't... No, it's set to the right one. Why is it not working? Hold on. You guys aren't... Why are you not popping up? Oh, somebody muted it. There we go. Apparently the section was muted for some reason. Maybe Rogue muted it for some reason, but he doesn't use on his. It shouldn't have been muted. Weird. I'm gonna check my previous video. Sorry about that, Corn. Restart.
Okay, previously on Jumpchain, what we had was a person crashing through the skybox, clean through the moon and leaving it in shattered pieces, before it rapidly began to repair itself and the body crashed down into the ground. Lynn was easily able to tell with her enhanced senses that this creature was indeed a gospel. Crashing down, it's more than a small threat, we could say, as you all end up banding together, having previously defeated the teleporting figure, even as it had transformed into a larger form, devouring another Grimm in the process, and revealing that its real identity was that of a human who had been infected with the Grimm in some way, merging together. An individual from a place that I referred to as the Southern Vales because I couldn't remember its name, but which is known colloquially by the residents as Strav, with a V.
Can I help you?
Oh.
The individual, having realized what he became, self-terminated, and the remainder of the Grim was easy to dispatch afterwards, but not before Katie, using her abyssal cuties, was able to commune with him and learn that he was not only an individual from Strav, but that he had a partner which was revealed to be his knife, which had been in the control of Honey. That was her name. Honey handed the knife over to your team, and you all went to question the individual who had previously said that he knew the information on where you can find the god-killing weapon. When you asked him about where you could find this sword, he replied, "It's not a sword," which is where we left off.
That was it, right? Yes. Okay.
Hey, okay, the viewer attack thing works now. Just an FYI, folks. How did I get rid of? Okay, automatically gets rid of. Cool.
All right.
It's fun.
I'll just ask the guy, what do you mean it's not a sword?
The weapon, we're not entirely sure what it is, but it's definitely not a sword.
Is it something you use, or huh? What do you mean?
It'll make more sense when you see it.
Oh.
He slowly gets up, still looking, you'd say, fairly traumatized by what's going on here, and more than a little afraid, as he practically shakes in where he stands. But he is still getting clearly ready to get moving.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna heal you up and just be like, "Oh wow, is it a gun? Is it a bazooka? A flamethrower? Grenade?"
I'll lead you there. Or
Okay.
I'll direct you there. I'll probably be following behind. I'm not exactly as fast as a hunter.
Or my heelies. From.
So he will be trying to lead you. Normally I would have some sort of luck roll in order to see how you interact with, whether you run into random enemies. I won't be doing that here. The moon is growing in size. The Grim that you do spot, you spot from far away, and they are all rushing towards one location, the location of the landing site. They are all clearly trying to fight against this thing.
Oh.
Spooky.
Yeah.
So how angry do you think that thing will end up getting by the end of all this?
Angry or happy is the question.
Oh no, angry. Usually rage is what follows in the sights of war.
Well,
I would probably say enough for us to be concerned.
Fair.
Miffed at least.
Just a teensy bit, I suppose. But does anyone try engaging the guy in dialogue or anything like that, or just have him direct you?
I'd probably just have little inane guesses as to what it is. It's like, is it bigger than a shoebox? Smaller than a shoebox?
As dangerous as a shoebox.
Is it a shoebox?
For whatever reason, he doesn't seem to say much, instead just looking pale.
Is it a cat? Is it a hat? Is it a bat? What kind of bat? Baseball or alive?
He kind of looks down and narrows his eyes. It's like a book.
Ooh, can I throw it at people and be like, hit the books, and then like slap someone in the face?
Power of knowledge.
What kind of book? Is it fiction? Nonfiction? Romance?
Spicy.
He directs you further, and you can spot in the distance that it's not another chapel. That much is for certain. But it's definitely a tall building. that you can see off there. You're not sure what it would have been for. It doesn't seem to be visibly set up for any particular purpose, but it's sizable. You'll find it in there.
Is there anything special we need to know beforehand?
He shakes his head.
All right.
Alright. If we get closer, can I try to take a listen to see if I hear anything moving around in there?
Yeah, absolutely. When as you approach it, what you can clearly hear is that there's nothing wrong. Like, you don't hear any massive gaping absences of sound like you did with the previous enemies. You don't hear skittering or clattering. You don't hear any enemies crashing through there. It sounds still, but a natural stillness created by the absence of life.
Sounds fine, guys.
All right.
Nice. Helion
In we
in.
go. I'll follow
you walk
close
in.
behind.
As you walk in, you start figuring out why it's so large pretty easily. It's meant to be some sort of laboratory area. The remainders of this whole place it seems to indicate that people were doing some kind of studying here. A couple pieces of test equipment that, if anything, looks higher tech than what Lynn is used to seeing in her college. And Katie, this is the kind of stuff that you'd expect to see at the Foundation, which is considerably higher tech than you would expect of this world.
Oh. This is weird.
There are clearly bookshelves around the area, but whatever books were on them are in shredded pieces or have been soaked with some sort of fluid and destroyed as a result. Everything just seems destroyed. There'd be no way to scavenge any knowledge from reading off around it. It's fairly well set up, aside from all of the rubble, so it's not hard to find the path in order to go deeper into the building. Literally, as there are the stairs to the under area are clearly exposed due to the way that the door has been broken into at least 600 smaller pieces of wood in the area. So the
Fancy
first
heckin'
question is, do you
stuff.
all go down there together at once?
I mean, Jackalope would make his way down whether somebody came with him is up to them.
Yeah.
Hades
I'm
just
at the
taking
back.
in the sights and healing.
Okay. So you all go in together. Notably,
Yeah.
the guy who led you in, he does not want to go in. He's barely managed to keep himself still as he goes into the building and looking down those stairs. He looks terrified.
Katie is touching everything that she sees that's interesting. Like, ooh, what does this do?
Can I
Tap,
get
tap,
a
tap,
sense
tap.
motive from the guy if he feels guilty about something, or is it just like terror?
Go ahead and roll a sense. You'll pass on a 0. This is you'll pass on a -1, I'm going to say, just because this is very specific. 0, you pass. This is terror. The exact details are hard to get out, but it's clearly that it's not guilt. He is afraid of what's down there. Something happened, or he saw something, and it's specifically a fear of what's down there. For whatever reason, he would rather be up here where Grim can attack him than down there.
Okie dokie.
A little bit concerning, but Hunter won't press it.
At least he didn't feel guilty about something, so it's not like his fault.
He was probably drunk to some degree.
A drunk?
Yeah, remember he was drinking when we found him?
Yep.
Yeah, he was asleep.
Oh.
Yeah, he passed out. While you had managed to wake him up and splash him with water, there is still the fact that there would be a huge amount of alcohol in his system. If he was trying to do anything like hiding his emotions or stealthing or anything like that, he would be suffering penalties.
Jeez.
Yeah, hence on a -1 you pass.
Let's definitely be on our guard here then.
Okay, I'll follow right behind Katie.
Yeah. I'm going down halls and my like hand is on the wall, just like tracing as I go by. It's like, wee, this feels weird.
Yeah, as you continue going down, the first and second basement floors, they're completely blocked off. Getting in there is borderline impossible, simply due to the way that everything is broken down. But you don't really need to go that deep down. Or sorry, you don't need to go into those paths. My brain shut down and said the wrong words. Instead, as you keep going down, you can feel something down there. Not a creature, but a presence. And a pressure would probably be a better way to phrase it.
I'm comfy.
Katie, you're very familiar with sensing pressures like this. This is basically your fight or flight kicking in, saying there's something supernatural and SCP-like down there. As for Jack, the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up.
Katie just like stops healing and like kind of walks a little backwards, like, ooh, I'm getting that bad vibes. I don't know what
bad
it
vibes
is,
with
but
the
it
sparkle
feels
emojis surrounding it.
Mhm. I don't know what
Like-
it is, but it's not setting right in my funny bones.
As you reach the bottom, you can see that there is a path. The doors to the left and the right aren't of interest to you. The larger door at the end absolutely is. Feeling the presence strongest there, it's clear that you just need to get through this large metal door. It's locked, but I can't imagine that you're too easily stopped by that.
Locks haven't stopped me before.
Boom, baby.
Boom diada, boom diada.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
So with, I'm going to assume that good old Jackie leads the fray with his punching into it.
Yep.
As you basically detonate the area, the first strike causes it to cave inwards a bit. The second is large enough that you could probably get one person in. The third is a little bit of overkill, but it's clear enough that you can all step through.
Woo woo!
To ask, who is the first person to step through?
Me.
Katie, what you see in front of you is definitely what you would describe as a book. If you were to try to classify it, you'd look at it, you'd say that what you are looking at has the physical structure of a book. But that is also how you would choose to phrase it if you were writing documentation on it. What is in front of you is not a book. It is book-like. It has bindings in order to keep together its pages. It has pages made what seem to be of paper. And you can tell from the way that it's cracked halfway open that there is writing on it. Writing that you don't recognize, even with your altered brain.
No vibes with Abyssal Cuties?
Nope, not a single one.
Alright, I'm gonna immediately pick it up.
Okay, what's the reaction from the rest of the team as she wheelies over and tries to immediately pick it up?
No,
Two
you
steps
shouldn't do
back.
that.
2 steps back. And don't die.
Are you saying that to me?
Yep.
Oh. She like takes 2 steps back, looks around. It's like kind of confused. And I was like, I'll try not to. And then she steps forward and picks it up again.
Okay. So Katie does pick up the book.
I guess she does.
Okay.
Hunter's gonna
When
have
you
his
pick it
gun at
up-
the ready.
When you pick it up, Katie, the door behind you seems to rattle sharply as though it's trying to activate and shut. It's in no condition to do that, but a red light goes off inside of the room and starts flashing. And Katie, I'm going to have you roll real quick. Give me 2d6.
Okay.
That's a pass. You see something. Let me see if I need to make sure that I actually wrote it down. Actually, I think I sent it to you via DMs a while back. It was basically a thing that was Google Translate for your brain, and now I don't remember where it was.
Right? Searching mother? If I'm getting the right one.
Okay.
Trying to
Aha!
remember words. Yeah, you found it?
I think that I have. I found the poorly translated version.
I don't think you send me the
It's currently.
badly
I'm trying to.
translated.
Yeah, I'm just. Let's see. Damn. Okay. Well, basically, as you were holding that book, you realize that there is an image flashing in your skull. There is a person there, a powerful person. You are looking through their eyes down at a book, not this book, a real book. As he scratches and scribbles down information, he speaks of creatures in the sky and the end times. But more importantly, let's see. Poorly translated as it is, you can still hear it playing. I'm going to repost it into the chat so that everyone can see it. Sparks in the shadows and crushed empty night weighs on our minds are fading. The god's actions are revealed. The cleansing is far from over. Well, this is a repetition of the others, not ready to leave, but you can feel it a bit clearer this time. And you can tell that there is a person. He spites the gods, knowing that there is no time. He has no time left to live. The end is now. And you can see as he looks up a battle raging on, a battle between creatures and their creators, a war. The war is coming to an end now. The leaders are struck down and the gods are victorious. And you can feel bile rising in the mouth of the man you possess now, as he rejects it. He rejects the idea of the end. The world will be rewritten by the gods. What was will never be. What will be is not what is. But that's all right. Even if he isn't anymore, there will still be something left. He writes the last notes. He goes down the stairs of the destroyed building, down every single flight, to a large open area, to a book covered not in words. It's blank now. You can see through his eyes. It's the same room, the same book, but there's nothing written in there. He puts his hand against the pages, and he fills them. Not with ink, but with him. The image ends, and you realize now the reason why you are so confident this is not a book is because you are not holding a book. You are holding a corpse and a life at once, all bound between two chunks of leather.
Very unpleasant way of phrasing that.
Well, that was depressing and weird and vaguely disturbing.
As you hold the book in place, you can feel it shift in place. And it seems to rapidly change. An image appears in your mind as it reshapes itself. The purpose of this book is to grant a wish. The wish will be granted. And it takes the form of something left behind, we'll say. An image that shouldn't be here. An image that feels foreign and yet feels natural for the book to take. In your hands is no longer that book. It is a bullet. and you can feel very much the wish that was granted. He wished to kill the gods. You have a bullet.
Ooh. Red guy might like this.
Yep, I assume you relay that information to your team.
Yeah, like versus she just comes out and is like, dang it! Hate dead people. It's always depressing.
What? That's a bit much.
So
weirdly specific statement, but okay.
So guys, this isn't a book, it's actually a dead body. And a whole bunch of stuff, and I kind of relay like the information things and just
Mhm.
close out with like so the guy wanted to kill the gods. I have a bullet now. I think this is what kills the gods.
Is it reusable?
Maybe?
Are bullets usually?
Yeah.
Hold out
Heck?
my hand for the bullet.
Are you sure? You might miss.
Just don't raise my eyebrow.
Okay. Well, you're kind of the gun guy here, so all right.
Okay, you place it in his hand, and
Gonna look over the bullet, see, the caliber of it, kind of like the design of it, what's it usually used for.
I'm trying to. There was an image, and I can't find it. Goodness gracious. An image flashes inside of your skull. Too many teeth. Two eyes. It's grinning. It's looking at you. And this is not fear. You're used to fear. You've hunted dinosaurs. If you weren't afraid of them, they'd have killed you by now. This is terror. It's only for a moment, but you are about ready to throw up for that moment.
Ugh. Whatever's in this bullet is exceedingly unpleasant.
I mean, how bad could it really be?
Kind of hold out the bullet for him to hold.
Jackalope takes it in his normal hand for once.
Okie doke. What you see... The eyes stare at you, and it feels like you're looking for it almost, and it can feel that. You're trying to see it, and it looks back at you, and it smiles. The teeth rapidly reshape themselves. There aren't too many now, but they're long. They're distorted. How can I help you?
That's a weird thing to do with your mouth. That's interesting, though. So are you reusable, or can we only shoot you once?
Huh.
What? Legitimate question.
What are you?
A spiteful military man. You?
A book.
You look like a bullet to me. But
I look
whatever
like
you
many
say.
things. A story can be just about any shape that you wish to put it into.
Makes sense. And
What
do you want?
can I do for you? Slitted eyes stare at you, unblinking. I've posted an image into the Discord of what it looks like.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh, very unpleasant. Don't want to try pulling that up on the stream here in a second.
Cool. To point out, the source is Bibliomania, a incredibly high quality manga. That's where I'm getting the source from. Specifically, page 1, chapter 10. Is that 10? Yeah, that's 10.
Depends. Are you actually capable?
Well, that depends. He slides forward, and from the shadows you can see his long, elongated, serpent-like body, as well as two fairly human-like arms, and one of them moves up as though to touch your face. Do you stop him?
Nah. Mainly because
No.
Jack's just kind of taking in whatever he is. More in confusion than disgust.
His fingertips move across your face momentarily before kind of stopping, almost as if he's trying to get a feeling for how your shape is. It depends on what you need me to be, to do, to am.
Huh? Well,
What are you?
many things, I think, at this point, or maybe will be many things, I think is a more accurate term. We're jumpers. Or are you asking more on a mental state?
What do you want of me? He slides back.
To kill. Simple, clean, to the point. A tool. Whether that be a bullet, a blade, or a bomb.
Well, I can assure you, if you have a target, I can deal with it.
So, you're in like my head then, right?
No, you're in mine. We are.
We.
We, you and I.
Fair. Well, can you make out enemies that I'm thinking about?
Make them. He gestures to the empty abyss, and rapidly the ground starts reforming and reshaping. There's a glint in his eyes as his grin gets even wider, the mouth splitting open from the upper half of his jaw as his eyes seem to cut right through you. And as he restructures the world around him, you're on a very familiar battlefield. Make it, and I shall judge. He snaps his fingers once, and the sound of shelling starts ensuing.
Jack sits there for a second and listening to it. You know, there's a tempo to this. Did you know that some people consider the Sounds of War music?
The grin widens again, and he playfully raises his elongated fingers as though to pantomime the person who waves the baton.
Conductor?
Conductor. And you notice that the shelling takes on a far more solid rhythmic beat. Reshape it, restructure it, change.
See, this
the
is
world.
this. Oh, so much more than that. So much more. See, if you're capable of what you say, then you're thinking too small. This is one battlefield, a place I am oh so familiar with, and something I oh so came to understand was too small of a change.
Believe me, little soldier. Immediately, you can feel another version of him crawling along your stomach like a snake, and he looks up at you. I am not thinking so small. You brought up death. You brought up the idea of killing. Let me ask you this. If this is a battlefield, what have I done with the corpses? And looking around, you can see there is not a spot of blood anywhere here. No corpses, no limbs, nothing to suggest that any humans have been left behind, despite all of the clear signs of warfare.
Did you eat them?
Is a story shared. What was it? His hand once again brushes against your face. And what was your designation?
His designation?
Yeah, what were you on the battlefield? What were you called? Was it just Jackalope, or did you like before you got that name? Did you have a serial number?
See, he would have been. I think it was like I-97.
Then those are the words that spill out of his mouth as he looks at you.
Oh, that's grand. Jackalope is going to grab the one on his stomach now, bring it up to his eyes, which have narrowed and, like, focused. You want to know what I want you for. Eat the bodies, clean the carcasses, I don't care. An entire world's worth of people. That's what I'm after. Sadly, as Jackalope throws the one on his stomach aside as he walks around kind of looking.
As you throw it, it hits the ground, and ink, it's like splashing into ink, the ground rippling around as the falsified reality shudders a bit. And the ground proceeds to split open as the mouth once again appears, eyes crawling out of it to lock onto you as you speak.
Sadly, for now, I'm stuck doing this. So, my current objective for you, and a future objective, if you're so willing to take upon the processes of this endeavor. Current objective is dealing with the Grim and the Angels. Seraphim. Jack's gonna try to manipulate the surrounding to make some of the Seraphim he's seen, the clown included.
Yeah, you spawn a couple of the Gospels. Seraphim, the clown whose name somehow escapes me, even though it's just a ripoff of another character.
Oswald.
As well as Kamael, the combative one that you fought in the underground.
These are the most dangerous things I wish to kill right now.
I see.
And there's no guarantee that my first objective will be met anytime soon. After all, I'm worlds away. And I don't plan on going back anytime soon. And at some point, depending on what happens, Jackalope's gonna snap and his team is gonna show up. There's no guarantee that they won't turn on me at some point either, if they ever learned of my actual objectives.
As you create the images of your team, there's a flash behind the image of Katie's eyes before they go slitted, matching the same creature. And from Katie's mouth, but through its voice, it says, "Well, if that's the way the story goes."
Depends on what happens. I'm not someone who's not going to make a plan.
I must ask, does this mean? He's once again going to step forward, but this time it's Lynn's body that steps forward, the eyes flashing into the same slitted ones as her hand goes and grabs your shoulder. You want to make a contract?
What are the terms? That's the question.
You get my power, but you feed me. Feed me stories and memories and identities. You just feed me, and as long as you keep my pages full, I am yours to use, to fire, to swing, to read, to create anything your heart's desire around you. I will give my utmost, as long as you feed me.
So your demand is gluttony. The concept itself in its entirety.
Oh, I've been so hungry. Feed me, and all of it is yours.
Under one condition. You offer the same to everyone else in my group. If all of them deny you, then fine. But hear this, creature. If these travels continue and I get strong enough that I don't need you, I'll eat you in turn.
All right.
When
There
you
would be nothing That brings me as much pleasure as to see a story fulfilled like that.
But remember, I'll only accept your deal if everyone else from my group denies it. After all, regardless of my want and my own pride, we need you right now.
So be it. Crooked hands come out from every surface around you, even your own body, from every part of the shades of your companions, from every rock. Hands come out, poised, and with a single thunderous snap, you are standing back inside of that room.
What
Lynn,
happened? Oh,
Lynn, in front of you right now is your college dorm room. Behind you is the door that leads in, and everything looks exactly the same, with the exception of a book. The book adjacent thing would be best to say. And on its pages is an illustration of a figure, serpentine, with a mouth far too large and teeth extended and eyes slitted, almost as though they're staring at you from off the page. Oh, I couldn't hear you there.
No, I was making a noise because I was like, ay,
Ah,
ay, ay, ay. I will tentatively walk closer and inspect it.
the illustration waves as you approach. And from over your shoulder, you hear, "Hello, Lynn."
Oh my gosh, I whip around. Who the fuck is behind me?
The illustration is now in 3 dimensions. Its body is large, and it's clearly crouched over, but its mouth was right next to your ears as it whispered. And as it straightens out a little bit, you can see that its neck arches down to look down at you from above, occupying a bit more of the room than it probably should. You came to me. So why are you so nervous?
I'm so startled. Uh, she just like takes her time and she's like, what the fuck? Um, what happened?
What do you mean?
Where are we? What are you? The book?
His hand reaches forward. It moves past your it moves over and past your shoulder, purposefully getting within an inch of your face before you hear him tapping on the paper of the book. We are in here.
Why?
Well, I can hardly talk through the leather-bound pages, now can I? Is this
Uh,
not what you wanted? Is this not what you sought? Me in my entirety, in my glory, in my despair, in my deepest depth.
uh, she's very hesitant right now. I'm not sure what to say. She's like stuck. Mm, You're going to kill us, or what do you
Oh,
want?
no. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to kill? You came to me. You found me. Did you? His hand moves up and a fingertip tries to caress at your cheek. Did you come to die?
No.
Then why would I kill you?
And
This is my job, my reason to be. I grants wishes. You come to me, you with a desire in your heart, in your mind, in your memories. You come here and you seek something of me. You want something from me, and I want to give it to you. But I cannot give you what you do not tell me, so why are you? Why?
What? You'll grant us a wish, then if you what do you want in return from me? Can't hardly think of something so
Energy. Payment. You cannot create something from nothing. You learned that in his fingers snap, and you're now inside of a large classroom, devoid of any people, feeling liminal in its emptiness, and yet clearly you recognize the lectern, the podium. It's definitely the lecture hall that you attended a class on the basics of physics. You cannot create something from nothing. I want to grant your wish, but I need essence. I cannot do anything if I am starving.
if you eat the essence, is it gone from me or will I still have it?
Not from you. No, no, no. If I if I ate you, how would I grant your wish? No. No, I'm not. I don't want to eat you. I want stories, tales, legends, identities. Do you understand how strong you are?
Mhm. Mm. Grant wishes, huh? Mm. For now, I suppose the wish is to defeat what we have to defeat and get out of this place.
If all you want is violence, I can grant that so easily for just a little bit of food. Just a little bit more food. Feed me, and I am yours to do whatever you wish with. I will be your weapon, your bullets, whatever it takes. You just... His hands both move up and move as if to cup your cheeks, but take up more of a position of wrapping around your head. Feed me a few of them. A few more stories. Make that contract with me.
Right? But I also have, if it's not just violence, then could you also help me to be able to persuade those? If perhaps we could just make them listen if it doesn't have to be war.
A more complex wish. Complex, difficult, different, not impossible. Doable. But I will need to eat more. The more you ask of me, the more I must do, the more I must feed.
And suppose we have a deal.
His grin splits wider and wider, and there is a weird feeling in the back of your head. what are you? You feel pressured to ask him a question, but from another voice in the back of your heads, not from yourself. Someone asks, "What are you feeding him?"
Since I had asked him about a way to help convince people if war didn't have to be an option, then her memories, yeah, her memories fall back immediately to when she was with her friend back in another world, when they would just live their lives happily together and like just see the good in people and the good of how life can be amazing, and to have feelings and empathy for people, to make memories that way.
The thought rings loud, even louder. Like as these thoughts go through your head, it rings out again. Of what? No, this time it doesn't say what are you feeding him. This time it sounds like a blend of his voice and the other voice from the back of your skull. Who are you feeding me? As he grins wide and he extends his hand out, ready to shake on the contract.
Who? Oh my gosh, what?
He's been saying that he wants to feed. You've never asked how or what.
He says stories, right?
Yeah. So that is indeed exactly what he has been saying.
Hmm.
For the person with the highest rolls for sense motive, you have never once questioned this person.
Because
Just
I've
saying.
heard other things. It's hard because we're like we go to projects too. It's like I don't know.
Well,
I
yeah,
think is like even as Lene, I honestly I don't even want to do a contract, guys. I don't even want to do this.
well,
What?
then ask some questions and figure out it. Don't rush into something that you're not sure if you're going to regret.
Hmm.
And because I will say that this is a big contract, so you might want to
Uh,
ask.
I don't know. I don't want to do this. Like Lene isn't someone that thinking about it like her wishes are not that intense. Like I understand I'm looking for someone and that we have to get out of here and defeat the big bad, but she's not someone that's like gung ho for like let's go make a soul binding contract to go kill the god. Like
It's
she's
just
not like that.
I don't know if I'm a bit too subtle, but I might just be a bit too subtle.
Mm.
Because he's not supposed to be subtle about this.
He eats people.
Well, yeah, that was confirmed inside of the jackalope part, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he wants to eat people, but he's for whatever reason he's trying to make a contract. He's asking you to feed him.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I had to like break the fourth wall because I was like,
you're fine.
no.
Yeah, I feel worried about the idea. If you accept this, you are agreeing into a contract where you feed this creature people.
Okay.
And I'm
Yeah.
not sure that that is something like if you want to do that as the player, not necessarily as the character. If you want to put Lynn in that situation, you definitely can. But considering the scope of the contract, I don't want you to go in and accidentally make a choice that you would regret as a player.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for because I was like, what's I'm not sure, but as a player, and also I know like as Lene, she would not want to do that at all. So could I like say like as a sense motive, I'm getting that like it wants to do something that goes against my morals, as like killing people. That's a pretty big moral.
Well, you could ask him what it means for him to eat.
Okay. You say that you devour stories, but what are you eating?
His hands wrap just the slightest bit more around your head, and both of his serpent eyes slowly move to lock onto yours. Everything. What they are, who they are, every little memory engraved in their skulls, in their souls, in their bodies. They are the stories, the most perfect stories, so whole and complete, even when ended early, a tragedy. A tragedy's a story too. You just have to feed them to me.
There's the chill that runs down her back just hearing these. She knows just like this is not good at all.
I saw what you're up against. You're not the first of the first of you that I'm speaking to. You need so much to defeat them all. So many enemies. Some, maybe you can convince them violence isn't the way. Some of them can be talked down. Can you talk them down? All of them? Can you talk down the mother? You need violence. You need power. You need strength. And I can offer all of it to you. Just. His hands tighten even more around your head. Now it's getting uncomfortable.
No,
Feed me.
she pulls away immediately out of everything, out of his, just completely steps back.
Yeah.
I don't need any of that.
If you don't need any of it, how will you grant your wish? How will you stop them when they take violence to your doors if you do not raise your hands in self-defense? It's self-defense.
This isn't the way that I want this to go. People, I don't have to force someone on their knees to be able to listen to me. And I understand that peace can't be won immediately. But I'll never throw someone into the jaws of death just because I want something my way. That's not how it's going to be. I won't accept this contract.
Immediately, you're back in the room.
Oh my
Hunter.
gosh.
Hunter, you are in a familiar locale. It's grassy, fairly jungly. It's hotter than the Dickens, and goodness gracious, you had genuinely forgotten just how much of a wet heat there was in the jungle. It is like getting slapped in the face with a hot towel. But it's familiar, and familiar doesn't feel bad.
Reminds me of home. Why am I here?
To speak with me.
Hmm.
To your right, leaning up, sitting up on one of the branches, its long serpentine body coiled around it. You can see its main torso leaning up against the bark of the tree with a little, you know, the kind of hat, the old-timey hunter's hat, like, yeah, you know the one, on its head as it tips it up and it looks at you with its bulbous serpentine eyes.
Interesting creature. Not something I've hunted.
Oh, I'd certainly hope not, but it would make for a very good story, wouldn't it? Hello, He puts on a showy flourish with his one hand as he says, I am the one you've sought, the one you came down for, the book that is not a book, the story never told. I am. And you are here to speak with me. But what do you want from this one?
From you? Honestly? I don't want a whole lot from you. You're intriguing, I'll give you that. You're interesting. But I'm not interested in using other people's power to get what I want.
So
I spent a
your
lot of
power
my
will
life
slay them.
hunting alone inside the forest for exactly that reason. I was
Oh,
alone.
I'm very aware. You hear whispered from behind your left ear as
Ugh.
it reforms next to you. I am aware you've hunted alone, but hunting alone is not enough. Not always. Sometimes it is. Sometimes the best hunter is the one that sneaks around and it's strong. It's powerful. But why else would some hunt in packs if not for the power?
And I need your power.
Well, maybe not a pack, but a pact. Perhaps. How are you going to hunt them? The bigger, badder creatures. The mother. You came to find me. The one usurper. And you find me. But the moment you have the power that you find what you sought to kill a god, you just wave your hand and say, "Oh, I'm not interested. I'm done here. We're good." I don't think that you understand the caliber of the deal in front of you.
Kind of raises his eyebrow looking at this thing.
I'm gradually learning more and more as I speak, taking off the rust. But at the same time, I understand that you may not be interested in what I have to offer. Not everyone is. I offer the strength and power to achieve your wishes. I cannot grant them as simple as that, maybe, but I give you the strength. The weapon. Use me. Just enough to make the hunt plausible, to make it fair, to make it fun. You cannot harm them with your weapons. You cannot shoot them the way you did before, but I am different. I'm not the same. Just give me a chance. Fire me into the divine. Feed me just a little bit, and I will give you so much in turn. And the more you give, the more you get. Give and take. It works as long as we both give and take.
What exactly do you take?
Stories, ideas, memories, identities, selves. I take all of it. Every scrap, every bit. I use the whole bird.
Hmm. You are intriguing for certain.
Yes. Intriguing in a good way, I hope.
Honestly, you concern me more than anything else.
As a weapon should. If you do not fear the weapon, it is easy to forget its power. I am very powerful. And it is good to be concerned. Be afraid of what I can do, but not afraid to use me.
See, that's
Like
where
the
we
weapon.
differ.
You carry the rifle. The rifle could kill you.
The
But
rifle
leave
could
it
kill me
unloaded.
if I handle it incorrectly. However,
Exactly.
if I put this rifle on the ground, there is no way on heaven or earth that it'll kill me if nothing touches it. You should never fear the weapon. You should fear the person who holds the weapon.
You do not fear the
You,
power.
however, you are not like my weapon.
Could be. Just feed me.
If I put you down, I don't know where you'll get up. There must be a reason that no one has fed you for so long.
No one has fed me because they got rid of them. No one has
Oh.
fed me because there has been no one here. And the world distorts and reshapes, and you see a battle waging across the skies. The same description of what Katie told you before, hand carving out a chunk of the sky, the moon being ripped in half to crush a massive dragon, and the long warped fingers of the creature beside you points up to the bright white hand that destroys the moon. He says, they tore it apart. They reset it. And then another image of a sprawling metropolis, so many people. And he waves his hand, and they all turn to dust, falling apart, puppets into ashes. He says, no one has fed me because when they restarted everything, they got rid of everyone. Every story turned to ashes, shredded. I learned nothing. They took everything. They killed everyone. There was no one to feed me, no one to be fed upon. You say, why has no one come here? Because you are the first in so very long. I am so very hungry. You want them gone. You come here to find a god slayer. You find one down here. Our goals are the same. The methods, the road, we can walk the same one. He reaches towards some of the half-ashen figures on the ground. Just give them to me. And them, he points to the sky, them I give to you.
You want dust
great...
and ash?
His hand turns sharply, and the figure reef shapes. And it's a facsimile of a human. You want to hunt. You want the greatest hunt. You could hunt gods. Gods with me by your side. What greater hunt is there?
And you're telling me that if I have you, everything will fall before me?
If you have me, everything can fall before you. Just listen to me. Feed me. And I will grant your wish. So what is your heart's desire, Hunter?
My heart's desire is not to win. It's something you seem not to realize. My heart's desire is the hunt. I hunt. That is what I do. It's what I'm good at. It's what I enjoy. I don't hunt with the best items that the world has to offer me. I don't hunt with a guarantee of winning. I hunt to enjoy the hunt. To enjoy the process. With the idea that I might lose. I might die. But that makes the hunt so much more interesting. You sound like you would make my hunt boring.
This is different. You would cast aside your rifle while hunting a Tyrannosaurus? I don't think so.
I'll use a different tool. You, however, are a tool that sounds like you would instantly kill the T-Rex. Just like he did.
I know when I'm not wanted. You are back in the room, in front of the book. Or in front of the book's podium, since the book turned into a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Katie.
Mm-hmm.
You are inside of the SCP Foundation facility. Clipboard in hand, you're looking at the containment cell of a SCP whose number you cannot seem to read.
Well, that's weird. Last I checked, I think I can read numbers.
Through the window, it waves. Serpentine body, bulging slit eyes. By this point, the player, you know what it looks like. It slides up to the window, places its hands carefully against it, leans forward, and says, "Hello there."
Hi. I don't think I'm supposed to be back here. Are we in my head
Not
or something?
not yours. Not
Aw.
yours. Katie
Aw.
Henderson.
Hi.
We are here.
Oh,
I have come to make an offer of a contract.
I still need my soul by next Tuesday, mister. It's
I
not
don't-
part of protocol.
I don't need
Thing.
soul. I don't need your soul.
Oh.
I'm hungry.
You want an apple? I think we have. Well, I don't think we have apples in the vending
No.
machine.
I believe
Oh.
his hands pushed into the glass, reshaping it as his head moves through it. And he's like, I believe what I want would best be described. His eyes flicker as he looks over you. As D-class.
Oh. Okay. You're one of those kinds of SCPs. The kind the
Yes.
Foundations told me to stop touching.
His hand extends out, inches away from yours. He says, they are not here to stop you, are they?
Hmm. Does that mean I can... Hold on, what kind of like... Because you said there was glass between us. Is there like a door?
He pushed through the glass, so currently he's
Oh.
hanging out the window on your side.
Oh my god! I can finally hug the SCPs! Come here!
You pull it into a hug as he returns it, the large, unwieldy arms and fingers wrapping around you.
It
God,
feels just
Katie.
like I thought it would!
Oh my gosh.
You seem more amenable than the hunter was.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
So is he.
So you talked to the other boyos already?
Yes. What I want is to make a contract. You feed me stories, memories, identities, D-class, if you prefer to say it that way.
I didn't bring my fan fiction with me, but like I can write it out for you. I remember it.
No. I need them in full. A story written is a mere fraction of a reflection of catalogued instance. They are nothing in comparison to the grand cosmos of the human experience. The infinite kaleidoscope of what it means to be. That is my hunger.
Some of the SCPs talked fancy like you. Is this code for murder? Are you asking me to murder?
No.
Foundation doesn't like
You
that.
You don't have to do anything to them. It's not
Oh.
murder by your hands. I'm just so very hungry.
Huh. Do you like just eat humans or like... Do you just...
No, nothing compares to the experience of a lifetime.
So... Okay. Alright. I don't really know how like it all works. Is it like you like allure the sheep to the thing for sacrifice, or
If that's the way you'd like to phrase it, then you could.
I like have to bring them like to a place? Or...
I will not beat around the bush.
Uh-huh.
You seem the most amenable to understanding this. You simply give them to me. I am the book, the entity, the one. I am he. So, just let them touch my pages. Become one with me.
This
And my
is a
power is
hit the
yours.
book situation.
What
Okay.
you just have to do is you give them to me, and I will use their essence to become stronger, to become more, to become enough. Not enough for yourself. You are full, complete. You have more experiences than most, and I would gladly accept it. But that is not... If I bite the hand that feeds me, the blood sustains me for but a moment.
Yeah,
I will not harm you. This,
that's good.
I'm so hungry. I will give you the power to strike out against the gods
Huh.
if you'll just make a contract with me.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna assume that the others weren't really fans of committing murder as the catch here. Okay. I don't really know who I'd lead to the chopping board. So I'm assuming that the main reason that I would use you is to like kill Mother. Is it would you like eat her and be sated, or like I'm assuming she has a lot of experiences to her name. That's why I was wondering if you just killed humans, like a human vegan.
I haven't fed upon Mother.
Ooh.
I can't know.
Do you wanna? Because I don't think my teammates would be too terribly happy to lead humans to the thing. I mean, Linnea gave me a kind of weird look when I said I don't like dead humans, like talking to them. So, yeah. I mean, we don't really have D class here. I mean, I guess if I brought you home, like I don't know, that I'm assuming the Foundation would give you a couple of D class to feed on. That'd be pretty neat. I don't know if I can take you back home though. I don't know how it works, and I don't think we have that kind of equivalent. Like I think people would probably be mad at me if I led humans to the things. Like I'd probably get arrested, and I don't want to know what being arrested is like in this world. That's not comfy. So like I can get Mother to you, and then like we'll figure it out from there. Will you need snacks in the meantime?
In the end, all I can say is that I leave myself up to you.
Did Jackie already want you? I'm not very responsible with pets or friends.
Pets.
Are you okay with being called a pet? You seem pretty sentient.
Hold on. Sorry, I got mute. Hold on, I'm coughing.
The jackalope dying in the corner, just like the fuck, Kate.
I'll be what I must to survive, to not starve. But if you would like to know, if you reject me, he will take me, and the contract will be formed.
Ooh. Man, I don't want to see Jackie and Linnea get into a fight about murder again.
You could get rid of so many SCPs back at your house, like, so easily. Like, I wonder how it would work for those ones that are, like, the fucking world-ending ones.
So, like, you know what? Okay, what kind of weapon would you be? Like, how does it work? Do I just, like, put a bit of you in my gun and, like, shoot it? Or, like...
I am a bullet. You fire me.
Oh yeah, I mean, I did modify one of my guns to like do bullets instead of grenades. I think the others like that better. A lot less collateral damage, as it were. Ooh, yeah. Okay, sure. I don't. How do you spell my name again? Is it like a real contract?
His hand reaches out, and he's like, "It's a simple contract. You promise to feed me. I promise to be your weapon."
Yeah, I'm not terribly reliable with how we'll get you snacks in the interim. but I can guarantee you at least one big, weird heckin' meal. Alright? Does that work? Don't get too fussy with me. I don't have very good experience with taking care of things. Okay?
You've heard the terms of the contract,
Just
feed
you
me.
eat.
and I am yours.
Okay, but I'm not feeding you my Grim. Give me a hug.
You end up sealing it with a hug rather than with a traditional shake of the hand.
Yeah, it sounds like Katie.
Yep, it is what it is at the end of the day. The deal has been struck. And with that, Katie, you're now in the room.
Sorry,
And-
Jackie. I think I stole your weird contract maker.
Jack, you are still on the battlefield as you hear it speak again. She's like, I've spoken with them.
What'd
One-
they say?
One was willing to accept the contract.
Jackalope gives it a very creepy grin. Neat. I can't wait to see how this goes.
Yes.
Looks like I lost my own personal bet, though. The adrenaline rush was interesting.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm not locked to only one contractor. I don't imagine that you want to be so quick to jump on immediately after the bet. But
Oh, no. You see, if you were contracted with me, I would have added caveats that would have prevented you from doing that. So, my contract, as Jackalope kind of shrugs, is technically bust. For 3 things I would have added to the contract via my own volition, and would only have accepted if you accepted my terms. Which were 3 things. But since you've already accepted someone else, unless you really want to hear them,
Well.
then they're mine to keep.
It is what it is, isn't it?
Indeed.
Well, in that case, I bid you adieu.
See
And you
ya.
all are standing inside of the room.
That was unpleasant.
That was a great time.
Hi, Jackie.
I take it you're the one who took it?
Yeah.
Oh
Good.
no. Are we feeding human people, please?
I managed to negotiate a bit. I have no idea what I'm doing in the interim, but I promised it, Mother. So I'm willing to feed that
Yeah.
lady to the
Yeah,
chopping board.
Okay,
If it
that's
works,
yeah.
it works.
I got a new
Thanks.
best friend, peoples.
I think he makes it too easy.
To be fair, he was he was a little boring, if I'm gonna be honest. He didn't even want to hear the. See, I made a bet. Well, with more myself than him, but he probably saw it at some point, given he was reading our minds to some degree. If anyone else took it, I would not, because I had terms. He didn't even want to hear them after the fact. Kind of boring.
You can tell
Surprise.
me later in case I regret my decisions.
Oh, no. If none of you people were willing to take it, and you took it and you still walked away, Katie?
Huh?
Not worth it. He's not strong enough if he can't even interest a single person past me.
I mean, I was
He
interested.
made it sound too much like our benefactor, and that son of a bitch killed my T-Rex. You know how long I was hunting that damn thing?
I liked him.
I was terrified the whole time. I never want to do that again.
To be fair, our little book friend there doesn't even know the first thing about our not so benevolent friend. The likelihood is at some point that book will be next to useless, depending on how long these go for and how long we stay in it.
I kind
Yeah.
of figured that you put the thing, you put like your sacrifices or whatever. It's sacrifices.
No,
You
that's
You
put
concern
them,
me, Katie.
you put them like in the book, and then it like eats them, and they're like nom nom nom. I'm assuming that's how it works. So I think I'm probably gonna need to take this with me. or
Do
something.
you think that it's instant, or is it something like poison, where it slowly eats away at memories until they're nothing?
I figured it like kind of sucked it in, and it was like ooh, and like all the
See,
pieces and stuff.
here's the question I have that I never asked, but I also kind of figured it wouldn't give me a straight answer anyway. You sure it won't try to eat you at some point? Once
No,
it
I
I
think
gets
he
its
asked
needs
it.
pick.
me.
Well, that's a good point too.
He said
To
he
be
needs
fair,
me, so
he only needs us for a time. The moment
Wasn't
we
it
take
always
him
going
to
to be hungry?
to be fair, it only needs us as long as we keep it with us. But the moment that we get into a populated zone, it told me it can make deals with multiple people. Meaning that the moment we take that sucker and he starts trying to connect to people, we could lose out on any of his power.
We could ask the person who guided us here if it has to touch someone to be able to make a contract.
Did it have to touch you when it dragged you into that
Oh,
world?
this is true. I did not touch it.
I think he's kind of funny.
it gave me a
Crazy.
hug.
That
Hunter just looks at Katie with a very confused look.
I got 2 hugs out of it.
it'll probably stick with Katie.
The Foundation never let me hug the SCPs. This is awesome.
I'm glad you're still here, Katie.
I'm glad I'm still here too.
I'm impressed she's still breathing, I'll be honest.
So
I'm impressed I'm still breathing too.
that's
I ask myself that every day.
fair enough. By the way,
Be an interesting hunt.
we want to go take him out for a test spin and see what he's actually capable of so we can finish this and leave and go take a proper nap in a proper place.
From
Yeah.
the sounds of it, he's gonna need to feed before he can do anything. From what I gathered, he hasn't been fed in, well, since whatever thing you showed us, Katie, of the moon breaking or whatever it was. Which I imagine was a long, long time ago.
Hold on, let me try something. I'm gonna use my Grim powers to make like a little, like a Grim mouse, like you would feed to a snake.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna like kind of drop it onto the book.
Nothing.
Maybe it's not alive enough.
Maybe you play with the mouse a little bit, give it some memories. I don't know.
How can she give something she just created memories that don't exist?
I can make it have memories, like make it experience things. Um,
I can shoot it.
that's not a good memory, though. I mean, it did say it liked tragedy, but I think it would survive. Your bullets are kind of a lot.
No, that's true.
We could feed it the old man.
What?
Hunter just
No!
looks at you concerned now.
I
There's
kind
two
of look
looks
at
of
you with like,
concerns.
I kind of look at you with like a contemplative look, like,
He's got a lot of memories,
maybe.
he's got a lot of tragedy, and he didn't exactly explain what this thing actually was.
He was terrified.
And he was drunk.
Does he count as D class?
No,
What do
he
you-
counts
The
as
hell
nothing.
is D-class?
What is a D class?
You know, the people you feed to the things, or the people you have sweep up the things, or you know, the blood and like the
Okay,
stuff.
seriously, how messed up was your childhood?
I don't know.
And I don't
Like-
even kill my own janitors, but you guys just do that.
Well, I mean, we were
Wait.
going to die anyway.
Wait. Does that imply, Lynn, that people in your world do kill the people that clean? Given you said you don't kill them, does that imply
No.
that people of your world do, though?
She says nothing.
Your lack of wording is concerning.
Usually
shouldn't
D
be doing
class
this.
are- I mean, usually D class are like prisoners who are like gonna die anyway, so they don't really.
Wait, you have
Matter?
prisoners that are just going to die?
Yeah, like
Where,
you know,
where did
the
they come
death
from?
sentence. That
You have, I'm sorry, your D class, he like does quotes, your D class, your lowest person is a death row patient?
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah.
What
they
the
don't
hell
really...
is your B class?
Hold on, let me try to remember. What's over D class? They don't really explain these things.
It doesn't really matter. It's never something that you've needed to think about.
Yeah, they have the D class. You kind of see you go into things, and then you have the other people, like me. Oh, and then you have like the soldiers who like kind of guide everyone places,
Well,
like those
hi.
cool,
Were
those cool
you
guys.
on death row? That would explain a lot, actually.
They kept me
Oh.
around because I was cute, probably. But yeah, you have like there's like the soldiers, like those like people who kind of like always attended to me. I think they were called like rabbits or something. There was a name. They kind of referred to each other occasionally, and then they would like talk to each other or like talk to something. But they had like this cool armor kind of like stuff.
Am I
and they
the
kinda, like,
only one
guided
that's
me around
concerned by her
places.
world?
I mean, to be fair, in my world, death row people were shot in a firing line, so I mean, it's definitely longer lived.
It's a more interesting life, probably. I mean, like, imagine, you last thing you see is like a really cool statue or something, and all of your friends. Then you die. And the next person comes in and sweeps you up.
We're still just not going to give the old man.
Why?
Oh yeah,
Hey,
right. That was
Oh no,
the question.
whys! This doesn't need an explanation.
kind of does, given that everyone here's already died a ton of times. Technically speaking, if we need to give it something for power, who are you willing to sacrifice to get us out of here?
What about the other Grimm that are here, and then the
The
mother?
Grimm aren't living.
They have memories and identities, kind of.
Only the long-lived ones. And
Yeah,
they're the
didn't
ones
take
under
my
Katie's
mouse.
control.
Oh, your mouse just spawned.
That's fair, and I don't know, maybe my grandma just aren't really sentient enough. They are kind of artificial, so
Not all of them, remember. You found a bunch of your Grimm. Why not? Wait, why are we sitting here debating? Why not just ask him?
No,
Oh,
He
yeah.
wants to die?
yeah!
What about the
Well,
one
I
inside of your coat?
No! I'm talking about asking the stupid
No.
book.
We're not
What
feeding him back.
he classifies as something with memory, something he'll eat. Why are we debating it when we have the answer right there?
Hmm.
Makes a
He
good point.
lies,
Why would it lie?
so it can have more than what it needs.
Huh? Yeah.
Why didn't you question it when you were talking to it then?
I was terrified. It was so close to my face. I couldn't think.
Yeah, he touched mine, your point.
He hugged me. I think it was
Granted, I
nice.
was more...
You're
so,
weird.
I
to be
get
fair,
that
I
a
was
lot.
more distracted by the environment than him.
Well, Katie, feel free to ask a question. You're the one who, hugged it.
Okay, well, remind me what we're asking?
What
Jesus
will
Christ.
it eat? Who
Hmm?
will it eat? What does it need to...
Okay.
What classifies as something he's willing to eat or gains power from?
What is classified as what it'll eat? Okay. Alright. Okay, I think I'm just gonna touch the book or something. Boop boop.
As you touch it, you feel a profound sense of hunger, but it doesn't seem to respond yet.
It made me hungies, but nothing else.
Okay.
Jackalope just like loads fire dust. You know, we can just burn it and not deal with it.
It was gonna help me kill Mother.
Well, I guess putting your bag... I look at her, trying to see if she has a bag.
Do I have a bag?
Yeah.
Putting your bag, and I guess... Well... If the old man bothers us too much, we can always shove him into your bag.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
I don't think he will.
I don't
Hope he
know
doesn't.
I don't know where he classifies on importance.
To be fair,
He seems like a... Hunter kind of like pauses for a moment. Possibly good person?
My goodness.
he's a drunk who wouldn't tell people where this thing was.
That's the bar? Just that they had to be drunk at one point? What about all of you guys?
I don't drink, not normally. Plus,
Oh.
Lynn, keep in mind, this thing was an answer to something that people have been trapped dealing with for years. Everyone else has denied it, or he actively didn't tell anyone. He also didn't want to tell us originally where this book was, because he wanted all of us to die so that his little girl and his wife could revive. Keep in mind, if everything people are saying here is true, he's been putting everyone here through torment, and his own wife and child through continuous torment, being too much of a coward to act. If it wasn't for that book, frankly, as Jack reloads his cannon arm, I'd put a bullet in the back of his head purely for how he's acted. He's
I
done nothing
guess
but-
that someone the SCP Foundation would probably classify as D-class.
He's willing to sacrifice anyone else just to revive 2 people. And there's no
Yeah.
guarantee that any of them will live after this anyway. The moment that barrier goes down, they could all turn to dust. Given it's her power technically reviving them all. Or maybe they'll all live. The problem is likelihood the people in pieces won't. And I'm not planning on going through a cycle with any of these people and testing out any of my theories. The living stay living, the people in pieces stay dead. Call it
Fair.
cold, call it what you want, but I don't plan on dying on someone else's terms because their lover or whatever is dead. They can either grow a pair and have actually fought and tried like the bear lady, or they can get drunk like that dumb old man. If he wants to join his oh so dearly beloved, I'll allow him to join them.
I don't think I like the idea of being torn to pieces, then forged back together.
And who knows how many of
Terrifying.
those people can even, and the ones who are still alive, who knows how many of them will just end up offing themselves the moment they can.
Okay, I mean, we could probably feed the old man. It just, you don't want to give too many treats to a puppy, right? That's what they say.
Something
You-
like that.
Deeply concern me, Katie.
The Foundation never let me have a puppy, but some of the people just talked about that stuff.
Well,
Probably for the best that they didn't give you a puppy.
I just figured the puppy would get too rambunctious with the SCPs. Alright, are we killing the old man or?
Depends.
Leave
Does
him
anyone
alive
else
for
have-
now.
Yeah,
Okay.
depends.
I-
If we actually do end up having to take someone's life, I'd rather it be him than someone else who's actually tried to do something.
If somebody's already dying and they almost certainly won't survive it, I mean, that sounds like a merciful death at least, being fed to the book.
Yeah, seems. I don't really know how it works. Probably peaceful. Wow.
Plus, the moment we no longer need the book and you no longer need the book, in the future,
Mhm.
we can cast judgment itself on the book, possibly. Depending on the perspective of the group at the time.
I was just thinking I would probably take it home.
That works.
SCP Foundation would probably take pretty good care of it. Will still be a bit sad though. They might not let me hug it again. Or maybe they'd let it hug others to experiment. That'd be neat.
Yeah, okay, she had the most messed up world out of all of us, I think.
To be fair, that hasn't been a question for some time. It's
Yeah.
very clearly that she's not exactly the normal one. I'm crazy and all that jazz, or sane, depending on your perspective. But even I wouldn't touch her world with a 10-foot pole.
Maybe we can sleep over.
Ugh.
Either way, I'm undecided on this, but we should still move forward.
Okay.
Indeed.
As you get up to the top, you can see that the person isn't there.
Aww.
Additionally, you feel an odd sensation causing your limbs to tingle, each and every one of you. Before there's a loud clapping sound and a deep rumbling voice that rings out across the entire surrounding area as he says, "Enough. We fight fair." And then instantly, you feel weightless and every single one of you is sent to a different location.
Not
Uh-oh.
again.
There my ass.
At
Since
least,
when?
at least I get some
Since
best friends. Oh, I didn't give him a name. I'm just getting whisked around, and I'm just like, dang it.
That is where we're going to wrap up this session, just because it's 9:21 p.m.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, feel free to hit that follow button. Check out our other content that we have. We're probably going to be streaming on Sunday, Monday, and Thursdays from now on. We might do some more on other days, but we'll see. They should be at 7, 7, and 8 p.m. PST, respectively. And we're probably going to be switching Sundays between Undertale and Monster Hunter Rise, kind of moving back and forth between that. As I said, I started work just recently, and I'm doing night shifts, so we're still kind of playing around with the schedules and things like that, trying to get life in order. So for now, it's kind of up in the air. Everything is going to go on. But if you guys want to stay tuned with everything going on, you guys want to see our regular updates, feel free to join our Discord, which is over in the comment section, I guess, of our streams. And if you guys missed any of our previous streams, feel free to go over to Tables of Tartarus, our YouTube channel, which will have all these videos posted there, as well as many, many, many hours more of other TTRPG content. And we'll see all of you fine folks on the next episode. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Next time, Auf Wiedersehen.
Arrivederci.
Bye.